Hello, this is Shirlene. We're going to make something you're going to really enjoy today. We're going to do some coffee cake, and I generally do this as an overnight coffee cake, but we're going to do this coffee cake two ways. One with a soft white wheat that I freshly milled, and one with an AP einkorn, all-purpose einkorn. You can buy it already milled. It's not 100% whole grain. They've taken about 20% of the bran and germ out, but it's a lighter, fluffier product. It's easily available to buy, so you can just pick it up in many stores. I have already made the AP einkorn, and I let it sit in the refrigerator overnight, which you can do with this. You can let it, generally I'll make this up. This is going to make a square pan, double it for an oblong, but you can make it up, put it in your refrigerator with plastic wrap, keep it in your refrigerator overnight. We're going to test these, and we're going to kind of compare them side by side and see how we like them. But overnight coffee cake is amazing. So good and so easy. To make a coffee cake, it's like a muffin or a quick bread. It is a quick bread. You're going to have your wet ingredients and your dry ingredients. This is our fresh milled soft white wheat. I just got through milling it. You can make this again with AP einkorn. Just use the same amount. We're going to do this in grams. So if you're using cups, you need 1 cup plus 1 tablespoon. So you can just shuffle that in. Just shuffle it in. Like I said, it's light and it's airy. So that's a half cup. And we'll do a cup. And I will put in the recipe. The recipe's on our website, biblicalbaking.net. I will put in there the cups and the grams. But lightly shuffle it in. It's light and airy. If your flour's compacted, if you don't shuffle it in, you'll get too much. This is already light and airy. But it's a half teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of soda, 3/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Dump those in, just mix them up. That's our dry ingredients. We just mix those. And then we'll beat up our wet, and we'll add this to the wet. Your sugars go with your wet because they need to absorb into your butter. So for the wet, we have an egg. We're going to beat that up. It's very softened butter, and I've let this sit out. It's been sitting out all day, so it's really soft. You want it to be really soft. You're not going to be able to mix in cold butter with a whisk. Half a cup of buttermilk. Be sure it's whole buttermilk, and you shake it up really well. If you don't, if you get a bottle and open it and you just pour it out, it can be real watery, so you want to shake it up. You have 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, half a cup of the white. I use the cane sugar that has a little bit extra nutrients in it. But if white's all you have, just use the white. Your ancient grain einkorn is easier for a lot of people to digest. That's why I wanted to make both versions for you. Whatever you have on hand, then you can make this recipe together, the wet with the dry, not the topping obviously. We're going to put it on last. We like coffee cake. They're so easy, and to get up in the morning and have a piece of coffee cake is quite enjoyable. If you have a brunch or Wednesday night church dinners, this is a good thing. Even with a church dinner at night, a coffee cake can be a dessert too, so it doesn't have to be saved just for a Sunday brunch or for a brunch. This just, again, stir it up. You're not wanting to develop any gluten or anything. I have a pan here that I've sprayed, so it's ready. And I'm going to put my coffee cake in. See how easy this is? You can whip this up and nothing flat. And really this topping, this nut mixture, cinnamon, sugar, you can make that up in a larger batch and just keep it in your freezer. Then when you make coffee cake or muffins, you can top that on top of muffins. It's just kind of a crumble topping. Then you've got it ready. I keep a different crumble topping in the freezer, and I have kept this one, so it's just really handy to have on hand. It's really good. Now we're going to spoon this topping on. I'm just going to use my fingers since that spoon's got batter on it. We're going to just put it on the top, but I'm not just going to leave it. We're going to swirl it in just a little bit. Yes, that will help it sink in the batter a little bit, so it won't just all fall off the top. And no thicker than this batter is, having a little bit of that crunch down in there is actually a good thing. Makes it really good. I'm a big coffee cake fan. I don't know about you. And I don't drink coffee, but I like coffee cake. Now we're going to bake these both at 350. The AP Einkorn, it looks a little different because I swirled the topping down into the batter on it, which you can do that too. Just depends on how you want to do it. So we're going to bake them off. For our coffee cake recipes, I've cut them into squares. I did the square pan. I cut 12 pieces. And I like to take it when it first comes out of the oven and take a spatula and just gently cut it and loosen the edges with a spatula. And then just let it cool in the pan. And then when it gets completely cool, it's a lot easier to get them out. Your first piece, you might take out with a fork, maybe the second, and then you can use the spatula. But if you cut them and try to take them out hot, they'll tend to break up on you. But if you let them, cut them, cool in the pan, they'll work good. This is the soft white wheat, and this one is the Einkorn. I can tell because the soft white wheat's a little darker than the Einkorn. So I put one on one side and one on the other. Now I did a test with soft white wheat, or with hard white wheat and Einkorn, and spelt with a banana nut bread one time. And the Einkorn, they were all good. Every one of them would pass to be good. All of them would make me happy. But I like the Einkorn the best. So I'm going to try this one. This is the soft white wheat. The crumb is really good. It's soft on the inside. It's plenty firm. It's not going to break up on you. The AP Einkorn, same way. You can pick it up. It's plenty firm. You can hold it. Middle soft. This one's very, very good. I'm going to try this one. Both of these are delicious, but there's just something about the flavor of Einkorn that I really like. Grains have different flavors. They don't all taste the same, and that's why I like whole grains. But I like the Einkorn as far as taste. They're both texture, they're equal. And this is still very, very good. You'd be happy with either one of them. I hope you'll give these a try. Make them, put them in your pan, put them in the refrigerator all night. You know, cover it with plastic wrap. Next morning, take it out, have your oven preheated to 350. Bake them off 40, well, I actually baked both of these 30 minutes. I did not bake them 45. They were done in 30 minutes. So I just check on, with a toothpick, and it comes out clean, they're done. But 30 minutes was enough. And have these for your family for breakfast, for a treat. You can still have your eggs and your protein with them, but they are just so good. I hope you'll enjoy it. We'll see you on the next show.